Uh, I am Anil Relia, CEO of NABL, headquartered in Gurgaon. See, NABL started the accreditation of medical laboratory program long back in year 2000, when very few laboratories were having knowledge of quality. So a system was brought into place where the labs will be assessed, inspected, and they will be given accreditation. Since 2000, we have been continuously working along with our stakeholders to impart knowledge to the laboratories and give them accreditation. Earlier there was a standard, generic standard called ISO IEC 17025, which was giving accreditation based on the competence of a testing laboratory, calibration laboratory, or a medical laboratory, any type of laboratory. But in 2005, a new version of standard was introduced, ISO 15189, which is specially focused on the medical laboratories. We started our journey from that. The first laboratory was accredited as per 15189 in 2006 or so, and we have grown since then, and today we have accredited about 1100 laboratories. Now 1100 laboratories seems to be a very small number. If we compare with the total number of laboratories available in the country, it could be running into 100,000, 200,000 laboratories, and we have a still long journey to go. And if we compare with the other economies of the world, we stand to be the largest medical lab accreditation body in the world, and we have a massive plan to go beyond 10,000, 20,000 laboratory in next 5 years. NABL follows international standard ISO 15189, and the standard has been drafted by eminent experts of the world by the International Standard Organization stationed in Geneva. And NABL also drafted a guideline standard based on 15189 to familiarize the laboratories with a checklist that they are following all the parameters of 15189. Now, quality is very important to be adhered to in a laboratory when we talk about the accurate reports, accurate results, because the clinician's decision to diagnose a patient of any disease depends on the test reports issued by the laboratory. So this is the reason laboratory reports plays a very important role. Now today the scenario is that 80% of the reports are collected from either home or a collection center. Very few people will like to go to a big laboratory which is located 5 or 10 kilometers away or in a big city. The samples are collected from home. Now it is very important that the quality of sample is retained till it reaches the laboratory, so that it is tested appropriately and a correct test report is issued. NABL ensures that we started with a scheme of recognition of collection centers, where a patient will go and deposit his sample, and we check the credibility of that the sample is properly transported from a collection center to the laboratory. Another thing which is very important is for that today India seems to be a easier country where the cost of medication is very less. If you compare to United States or other countries, it is probably 1/5 or 1/10 of the entire developed countries. So patients come from all over the world to India, where we have the best of the hospitals of the country. Now these hospitals are generally located in the metro cities, Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai or Kolkata. But we want that this medical tourism should expand to the next tier cities like Nagpur, Bhubaneswar, Bhopal or other capital cities, so that more and more patients from other countries can come and get the treatment in our country. It will increase our income, and as well as the competence what we doctors have gained in the country, that will be utilized by the other developing countries or where the cost is very high. See, NABL started with the basic scheme of accreditation of laboratories as per ISO 15189, but later we realized that the standard is a very high standard, and very few laboratories have come forward. As I said, only 1100 laboratories are accredited and the total number is very large, which could be 1%. So we thought of starting new schemes where smaller laboratories located in rural areas or in small towns could also be accredited. So one big scheme which we have today launched in the program is the basic composite scheme. It caters to small 15 tests, and the qualifications are also not so large that you need a MD doctor. Even a MBBS doctor or a very trained medical person with the medical MSc degree can also run that laboratory. And in the Ayushman Bharat scheme, the government had announced the wellness clinics. There are 1,50,000 wellness clinics to be made or announced to be which will be available in the states. Now every wellness clinic will have a laboratory. So our plan is that all these wellness clinics laboratories are accredited by a body like NABL. There are a few other schemes which we are launched or going to launch. One is the accreditation of radiology centers where the X-rays and CT scans are done. That scheme is already there, but that is as per Indian standard. We want to relaunch it as per the international standard ISO 15189. We are also planning to launch a scheme next month, accreditation of medium laboratories. As per CA Act, there are three categories of laboratories: the basic laboratory, basic composites, the medium and the specialized laboratories. There are district hospitals in the country. There are 750 district hospital laboratories in the country, and we are going to start a scheme where all these laboratories located in a district hospital will come forward for accreditation. There is another scheme which we are going to launch is the accreditation of radiology clinics where the ARB plays a vital role. When a laboratory has to install a machine, CT scan or a MRI or a X-ray machine, they have to get clearance from ARB, and there is a lot of inspections, testing to be done around that time. So we are going to start a scheme to recognize those providers which will do the inspection of the installation of the centers. See, there are a lot of challenges to come as NABL has announced so many schemes. Seeing to the population of the country 1.35 billion and the number of medical laboratories and hospitals, we need to multifold the schemes. So if NABL does it alone, it may be difficult to take up that task, will require a lot of manpower. So we want to start a system where we do the hand holding with certain agencies who are healthcare providers, and in every state we would like to hand hold with some agencies and multiply this scheme in the next 5 to 10 years so that we can reach a large number.